when the right people come together at the right moment, when they care almost as much about winning as they do about each other, they can become the best of the best.
Welcome to the best soccer show, the best soccer show in the whole world.
Here we go! It's the best soccer show. Jason Davis, the pride of Sacramento. Jared Dubois, the pride of somewhere down south. I don't know. Where are you from?
Tijuana?
Temecula? I've heard of that place. Are you from Temecula?
Temecula is about 45 minutes from me.
Okay. Are you from Rancho Cucamonga? I just like saying
About
that one.
5 minutes from me.
Yeah, okay. 5 minutes. Wow, look at the sprawl has really... It's your town, another town, a third town, and then Rancho Cucamonga 5 minutes away. I think that's
Are towns not close together where you live?
No, they are. They are. I technically live in Alexandria, but if I go like half a mile, I'm in a different place and different mailing. Yeah, it's like that too. It's suburbia. We live in suburbia. I think I'm closer to the city that is the center of my suburbia than you are, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's better.
I'm 1
Just
hour
means-
from LA.
I can get to DC in 20 minutes.
Okay.
So there's that. That's a thing.
It
I don't know.
also depends what you call LA.
You know, right now, let me just
county,
say,
I'm only 5 minutes away from the county.
right now, that LA County is huge. That doesn't count.
It's not that big. San Bernardino,
Right
where I
now-
live, is the biggest county in this country. But
I'm not sure. I would want to be in Washington D.C. right now. You never know what could happen if you're in the nation's capital on a day like today. A day like today, Jared. A momentous day.
Are you feeling judged by your peers?
I'm not feeling judged. I think
Oh.
Marko Mitrovic, the head coach of the U.S. U-23 team, is feeling judged, and I think a verdict has come down on his roster, and we should be talking about that roster today. I think that's a thing. I wonder how the besties are feeling today.
Are there
How the
34
besties
people on that
doing?
roster? Is it 34?
It's not 34. I think it's 25. I think they had to. I think they cut it down. He didn't get everything he wanted, but he got close, I guess. I don't know. And the thing about this roster, Jared, is that it is not the final roster, right? Right. This is not actually the final verdict. This is not actually the final judgment. We actually don't know if we're going to convict Marko Mitrovic of poor choices.
July 11th?
because
Is that when we have to know by, or something?
he's opening up this whole thing about, well, there's still a possibility here or there. We could still, who's not on this roster, Jared? Who's not on this roster?
Diego Luna.
Diego Luna, not the actor, the soccer player. A few more tattoos on the soccer player than on the actor. Just a couple.
Do you think Diego Luna could appeal to the coach to maybe get a rejudgment on this?
I think he can appeal, and I think that.
How does one appeal like that? Does he call him in private and say like, "Hey, coach, I don't know what's going on between us, but let's get this going," or does he do it publicly? Maybe.
I don't know. I don't know if there's like. I don't know where that paperwork needs to be. If there is paperwork to be submitted, I don't know how that works, and I don't know who has jurisdiction over this choice for Diego Luna.
Is definitely guilty of doing the fans dirty. I don't know if there's a player he could have left off this roster who's going to anger more.
You think
fans.
he did a bit of an okie doke on us, and it's wait, hold on.
What?
Hold on. Is Marko Mitrovic required by law to give us the roster we want just because we want it?
No, but it's odd when you see Diego Luna be such a key part of so many youth national teams leading up to this and being a key contributor. Like the guy has actually, when the rubber met the road at World Cups, the guy has stepped up and been a guy, and also having what you could consider a career year so far with RSL in first place in the West, and a big part of that being Diego Luna's contribution. So it is an odd thing when you see form and past use not line up in a manner that gets him on this roster.
Yeah, I think, okay, so again, what is hard about this, and what's annoying, and I will say this about Marko Mitrovic, what's annoying is, yeah, dude, like we all want to get excited about your Olympic team and the possibilities, but you're not even giving us a sense that you know who you're taking when you're saying stuff like, oh yeah, Diego Luna could still be in this team. Or what was it that Dougie McIntyre was reporting? That Miles Robinson could be in this team as an overage player. right?
And the weird thing about that is talking about double duty, Copa America and Olympics when it comes to Miles Robinson.
I mean, I don't think there's a reason why certain players shouldn't do both. Gio Reyna, but I don't know if it's Miles that I want doing both. I mean, I understand that, one of the arguments here is that you're light at center back. Now, podcast people can't see this, but I'll put it up on the screen for our live audience, the actual roster. So I'll go through it real quick.
Hit him with a JD.
Goalkeepers are Patrick Schulte and Gaga Slonina.
No need for a third.
Midfielders. Huh? Sorry. What?
No need for a third.
Apparently not. I mean, you can't. It's a smaller roster for the Olympics than a normal senior national tournament, right? International tournament. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm not
I
positive.
believe that's correct. I believe that. It's 26 for Copa. It's 26 for now. They're expanding everything to 26. Used to be 23. I believe, if I remember from the women's tournament, it's 21 for this tournament. I don't think you get to take 23.
For some reason, I'm feeling it was less than as well, but I couldn't remember the number.
Okay. Patrick
Someone in the
Schulte,
chat
Gaga
let us know.
Slonina. If there was a third, 18. Is it 18? No, it's not 18.
Antonio in the chat saying 18.
Is it
That feels
only
right.
18? Okay, it is
Oh, wow.
18.
Morgan's
3
saying that's
reserves. Okay, 3 reserves. So the
Okay.
21 comes. Well, I was technically correct.
Yeah.
Like, it just wasn't literally whatever.
That's a normal game day roster, though, 18.
18. So that's the limit. 18 players that you can use unless somebody gets injured and you swap them out, I think is what they're saying about the reserves. Okay, so look, if you're 18, you don't need to really mess around with a goalkeeper. Although I do wonder how many of these guys are going to be pulled into a camp and then they're like, yeah, no, actually, you won't be going to France. All right, let me do defenders. Nathan Harriel, Jalen Neal, Brian Reynolds, John Tolkien, Jonathan Tompkinson, Caleb Wiley, and the only overage player in this entire group, Walker Zimmerman. So, there is some lightness at center back, Jared. That's
yeah, I think
thing.
it's a lightness and depth, but I think your starting options are fine when you talk about if Walker Zimmerman and Jalen Neal started. I don't think anyone's necessarily nervous about that center back. Jalen Neal obviously coming back from a long extended injury, but did I tell you I actually went to a soccer game last night?
No, you did not. I'm
First
shocked.
time in 2 years.
You
But
did
I went
what?
to a soccer.
Jay Rodius.
No, that sounds
did.
like the fake
Took
news
the fam.
media. That
Took the
sounds like
fam.
something I shouldn't believe. I
And
saw that
I
on
watched-
the TV, and it's
I
wrong.
watched Jalen Neal in person. I can tell
No.
you the kid's looking good. He's looking good. I think he can
Okay.
play. So the question then becomes if Jalen Neal is good enough to go and he's good enough for potentially to start, do you need Miles Robinson?
Well, I mean, you're saying depth is an issue. Your concern is depth, right? And you're not going to take an overage center back who's like, he's not as good as Jalen Neal. Like, if you're going to take an overage center back, take a damn overage center back. Like, take somebody who's got some strength to him, some heft. I mean, you could argue, hey, where's Austin Trusty? I mean, again, let's also remember and throw out the big ass caveat that this is based on availability and nobody is required to release players from the Olympics. Like, that's the stupid thing about this tournament. There are countries who care about it, and in their domestic leagues, there's a pressure to release players for tournaments, especially for those countries that aren't playing games through the Olympic period. Why wouldn't you release your players?
Yeah, you got to think about what does FC Cincinnati think if it truly is Miles Robinson's being asked or considering playing 2 tournaments back to back in the summer? Do they really want to release him for the Olympics if he's going to be on that Copa America roster?
Yeah, I don't know. And again, like if you're Pat Noonan, if you're that group, are you thinking Dom Kinnear's on the staff? You've got you got guys who care about American soccer. Are they going to be like, no, you can't have our guy? Well, they should. I think they should.
I think you take one. I think you take one overage center back, and I'm fine if that's Zimmerman. I think he's good. He's won the captain's armband at the full national team level. But I think if Jalen Neal's healthy, you travel him, you start him, and you take another a young under 23 center back as well for depth. You don't take Miles Robinson.
Okay, Morgan is telling me that Austin Trusty is overage. I know Austin Trusty is overage. I'm bringing him up as an overage option. Right? Like, you talk about Miles Robinson going to both tournaments. Is Austin Trusty on the Copa America trading roster, Jared?
Not currently.
He is not. He is not doing anything this summer as far as we know. So my point is Austin Trusty's available if you're not,
I have Miles
he's not
Robinson
playing.
double duty and miss two tournaments miss Cincinnati games when you
Yeah.
could have Austin Trusty go to.
Yeah, I
one
don't
of
know
them.
where Austin Trusty is summering. I don't know what he's doing. Is he on the Cape? Is he down in the Caribbean somewhere?
Where's he from originally? I don't even know that.
Austin Trusty is a Pennsylvania boy.
Oh,
He got
he and
engaged.
Christian Pulisic, huh?
I'm gonna once again ask why so many of these players choose to get engaged so young. I'm glad you're in love, Austin. I don't understand it. I'm not completely on board.
Being engaged at 24 is not a big deal.
I don't know. All right, he got engaged in Italy. I guess that's nice. What I'm saying is he's a hop, skip, and a jump away from
26.
France. Like he's right there. He could take the Channel. Isn't that what they got? Jared, doesn't that sound dirty? Like
It does sound dirty.
I'm gonna do something in the Channel. Like, whoa, what? You're gonna do what with the Channel? I don't want to know about your Channel. Austin Trusty. Okay. So beyond Austin Trusty, you're
You
okay
save the
with
center,
this?
I think you save the overage players for further up the field. You bring one for center back. If it's center Bucker Zimmerman, that's fine. Jalen Neal's the other starting center back here. Then I think there's a case to be made about overage players further up the field potentially. though.
Okay, well, let's get to those further up the field positions then. Midfielders, Cole Bassett, Gianluca Busio, Benjamin Kramaski, Jack McGlynn, Aiden Morris, Rokas Pukstas, and Tanner Tessman, which I think that's actually a pretty good group. I mean, I don't know.
I love the midfield. I love the center of the midfield for this. I think when you talk about Tessman, Busio, the chemistry they have playing at the club level together, has that playoff game happened yet? I think just a semifinal happened for that. They're not promoted yet, right?
that was today. I believe
it today?
I believe it was today, and I need to take a look and see what happened because, So it ended up in a draw, but Venezia, because they were higher in the table, gets the spot. So I believe they won promotion today. I believe that's correct.
But if you're playing a 4-3-3 at this level, and I'm not sure what they're going to end up playing, but they play a 4-3-3.
Oh, this is 100% a 4-3-3 roster. Look at those forwards, Eric. Damn it! I knew it.
If it's a 4-3-3, I think that you can't do much better than having Aiden Morris, Tanner Tessman, and Gianluca Busio. That's a great three. That's a great three with Kramaski as an option off the bench if you need to get some offensive punch. Isn't that your starting three if you're looking at this midfield?
Let me correct myself. First of all, I called you the wrong name. I know you didn't stop, but I'll
WNBC.
I'll own up to it.
WNBC.
I will. Also, this is the first leg of the promotion final in Italy. It was 0-0. So if it's another draw, I believe Venezia goes up. So they play again on June 2nd. So that's
coin flip.
That's Sunday. So we'll play again Sunday in that final. Okay. So look, okay. Go back to what you were saying.
I think it's a solid three. In Aiden Morris, Tanner Tessman, and Gianluca Busio, you may have too much of the same. I think that's the only thing you could say about this. You've got three guys who all want to be a box-to-box kind of player. And is that a good or a bad thing for this midfield?
I might even throw Jack McGlynn into that midfield over.
It gives you more of an offensive. If you want to have someone more committed to being closer to the forwards, I think that's correct. Even with Kramaski, which I think may be a little more wide threat than up top. But that's a great, solid midfield. If you want to worry about your wing backs or your fullbacks being able to go forward, that midfield allows you to be aggressive with your fullbacks.
Yeah, I mean, look, you do have a lot of sort of box-to-box guys that can pop up in the attacking end, but are not necessarily creative players. Like Kramaski's a bit more of that.
Mm-hmm.
So there are options here. There are options. I mean, Aiden Morris. I love Aiden Morris, but he's not a guy to spring the lock. Mm-hmm. He's a guy who's going to run around and cause trouble and recover the ball and go ahead and pop it forward and see what happens and maybe make a late run. I think that's Pukstas a little bit. I think that's Tanner Tessman. Tanner Tessman maybe the stronger defender. Maybe not more than stronger defender than Morris. McGlynn maybe a bit more on the attacking side. Busio, we know he's a deep lying passer of the ball.
And I think Cole Bassett is a drop, to be honest with you.
You think he's what?
I think he's a drop.
You think he's a drop? He doesn't belong in this group?
Well, you're going to have to cut it down. This group's too big.
Yes,
so, I mean,
fair.
obviously the forwards is probably the thickest part. I think the forward position as we get to them is going to be who can perform over these next couple appearances. And I think that's going to make the case. But there's definitely going to be at least one midfielder dropped into this. And I think a case can be made for Cole Bassett, because in Cole Bassett, isn't he, what really differentiates him from Tessman, Busio, and Morris? Isn't it more the same?
I think that's probably fair to a point. I don't think when you look at the forward group, so the forward group is Paxton Aronson, Esmir Bajraktarevic, Taylor Booth, Cade Cowell, Damian Downs, Johan Gomez, Duncan McGuire, Kevin Paredes, and Griffin Yao. It's center forward types, it's winger types. I guess there aren't any guys that sort of drop in and maybe are. So I mean, Paxton Aronson could presume. I mean, could conceivably.
I'm worried
drop
there's no
midfield.
Target option here. I guess Duncan McGuire could be a target option. I guess that's the only one you have.
Duncan McGuire, yeah, and then Damian Downs is this lanky kid that not a lot of us know anything about. I mean, I know some podcasts are better at this than we are. 6'4" he is, so he's a target guy playing at Cologne in Germany. He doesn't have a ton of senior level minutes. That's why he's still, that's why if you're like, who the hell is Damian Downs? That's why, right? Because the average fan's not going to know who he is. You have to be
if you're looking at these forwards, though, give me 3 undroppables. What are the three undroppables? The ones that are not going to be weighted out.
Well, I think that's position. Part of that is position, right? So Paxton is undroppable to me. I think Duncan McGuire,
assuming he's healthy, Taylor Booth is undroppable to me. He's maybe the best technical player on this. Esmir, I think, is one that everyone
pretty
wants
technical.
to see. Yeah,
Pretty
everyone
technical.
wants to watch him play.
Yeah.
But for me, Taylor Booth, do you think of the results he got in the Eredivisie when he's played and how well he has done there? I think he's the guy you just have to take.
There 34 letters in Esmir Bajraktarevic. Is that the number of letters?
Yeah, and a J and a R back to back, and a K and a T back to back.
K to T back to back. That's pretty good. That's a Scrabble name. I love that name. Look,
I'm not going to try to say it.
We know that Kevin Paredes is a wide guy who's going to do things out there on the wings.
He can also fill in a left back if necessary, but we do have Caleb Wiley and Jonathan. John Tolkien.
I understand that this is what I understand that this gets people riled up because he's not even close, and I'm not saying he is, but Kevin Paredes is sort of the US U-23 project version of Alphonso Davies on a little bit in terms of his positional elements, not necessarily what he can do with the ball or how fast he is, but he's got that thing. Griffin Yao, I think, is not a surprise, but I think people lost track of him. And he's been doing fairly well since his move to Europe. And a lot of
play at the youth national team level a few years ago.
Yeah, I think he was one of those guys like, oh, he's going to break through at DC and he's going to score a bunch of goals and we're going to be talking about him. And then who knows? But they sold him pretty early. He's at Westerlo. He had 7 goals. He has 7 goals this season, which is a pretty good number for a 21-year-old player, who's only in his second year in Belgium. Only played 5 times last season, 28 appearances in the league this year. So he's made some progress. I like that.
I mean, they're trusting him. He's playing. That's the majority of the league games he's playing,
Yeah. The thing about this team is, again, we come back to the issue of how do you get these guys released? Like who can you get released? How do you prepare for a tournament when you don't exactly know? I mean, I'm sure they're well down the road on a lot of these with the clubs as to who's going to get released and who's not, who's going to be available, all that stuff. But then there's just the fact that and it's not a ton of guys, but you look at the Copa roster, you look at what's available in that senior side, and you're like, oh, well, Gio could play the U-23 team, right? And there's a couple other guys in that group.
I just don't think it's really worth going down. I don't think Berhalter has any desire because his national team is so young already. These guys are just too important at that national team level to come down and mess around at the Olympics. So I wouldn't hold your breath. Outside of maybe Ricardo Pepi, as we talked about last week a little bit, I think that's the only guy that you potentially see come down to this team from there.
Would you prefer Pepi play? We talked about this a lot last week, right? Mm-hmm. Would you prefer Pepi be in this team and get a chance to go start the Olympics than, as you said? I mean, I'm asking you to repeat what you said last week.
Yeah, absolutely. I do believe that's a better option for him. I honestly do. I think he has a chance to be a leader here. He has a chance to have a stage all to himself. I think at the national team level, he's not going to be starting. If we're being honest, I don't think he's got that. He's going to be the off the bench option, which is what he's always kind of been for Berhalter since the World Cup. They've used him as that guy that can come get a goal off the bench, and I think that's something that's valued. And maybe that's the reason why Berhalter chooses to still bring him. But one other person to talk about on that is Johan Gomez. One thing about him, just to realize, the dude already has like 120 senior appearances in Europe. I know it's at Porto's B side and it's in the second Bundesliga, but
Sure.
This is a dude with a ton of senior team miles already on him. And maybe I don't know what that's worth, but it's just interesting to see a guy that's been out there doing it already. When you got a few guys still in MLS to do it, this guy's been grinding in the lower parts of Europe.
Yeah. You don't want to mention FSV Zwickau?
Eintracht Braunschweig.
Eintracht Braunschweig.
You're probably right.
I've been watching some. For whatever reason, it came into my mind that I haven't, and we include.
Damn, dog, that's an approach.
We include these drops in the show all the time because we once were so focused on Archer on this show, and I think both of us just, we moved away, we grew up, we changed. Our lives changed. We just didn't have
the writing changed on that
okay,
show.
well, but I'm behind enough that there's things that maybe I watched, but I don't remember all that well. So I'm rewatching the LA Noir style season.
Yeah, that's the one that lost me.
Okay, well, I'm not hating it, but obviously Krieger's the character, right?
Yeah,
and
the
way they write him,
arm.
The way they write him into this season is interesting. But he's playing a Nazi scientist who was secretly Jewish and all that, and I'm like, oh yeah, I could hear him saying Eintracht Braunschweig in this season, season of Archer. So
who's your 3-man front line in that?
Oh man, you're gonna make me pick a 3-man front line from this group?
Yeah, from that group.
I would say, man, it's crazy we haven't mentioned the name Cade Cal at all in this discussion. I would say
there's a reason for that. It's not like he's lighting Mexico on fire.
I understand. I would say I want Booth on the field. I agree with you there. I want Duncan McGuire at center forward, I think. And it's probably then a coin flip between Bazarek Terovic and Aronson.
Now Esmer usually plays on the right, not the left, correct? At New England?
I believe that. What did he play when they brought him in for the January camp? Do you recall?
I believe it was on the right hand side. I believe it was. I could be mistaken on that. Yeah. But I think Taylor Booth on one side and Esmer on the other side. I think if you go with that pragmatic midfield we were talking about of Morris, Busio, Tessman, you're not going to get a lot of creativity there. But then those two players up front have license then. They can take risk. They can try stuff because you have 3 guys that are solid defensively and organizationally in the midfield that you can just tell them, hey, take a chance. Try shit.
Sure. Okay. We're still a ways away from the tournament, right? This is a training camp roster, and what's the story with games? The games are coming up in Kansas City.
There's so many games coming up between the men's and the women's and the Copa.
No, they got the friendly. The friendly is on June 11th. So what is that? Less than 2 weeks from now, in Kansas City against Japan. That's who they'll face off in their last warm up. But it's June 11th, and then the tournament in France begins on July 24th, and they face off against the host nation and obviously one of the favorites to win the whole thing, France. Yeah, a team who they did come back and draw in a friendly.
Is Henry still coaching that team?
Is Thierry Henry coaching the?
Or is he doing U20s?
I thought he was on TV. What are you talking about?
I thought he was also coaching one of the French youth national teams.
No, I don't. Yeah, he is. I'm sorry. That's the under 21.
Under 21. Okay.
Is the
I knew
team
he was doing
that he
one of
is
the teams over there.
He's coaching the U21s. So when it comes to the Olympic side, slightly different group, right? Some guys that are going to be
France
older.
Has so much talent coming up, though.
I mean, that's the thing. Like Claire Fontaine is like a machine that just pumps them out, and there's guys in that group that are, that's the thing. Like we we're like, oh, these guys aren't senior level players yet. And what does that mean for our chances at the Olympics? Very few of these guys for France are going to be senior level players either, but they are the best. Henry is coaching this team. They will be the best sort of prospect at whatever club they're at. I mean, essentially, a lot of these guys. Right? So
Yeah, KY718 in the chat says Henry is coaching U23s for the Olympics. So
we
I don't know
open
if
with
that's
France.
as an assistant or that he's doing the head coach there, but
I believe he's the head coach. We're opening with France. Then we have New Zealand 3 days later.
you got to
and
get the New
then-
Zealand game. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, well, if you don't, it's a 4-team group. You got to finish top 2. If you lose to France, you got to win your next 2, probably.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
There's, I don't know. There's a, okay. He
And
was
who's the
relieved
other-
of his, we're getting mixed information on Henri. Is he actually the coach of the France U23 team or not? Did he get relieved after the draw in March? Bob Bowman will be the coach. Why does France
find
have
the
a coach
chat.
that sounds like a guy that sells insurance in Dubuque? What's going on? What's going on? Who's Bob Bowman? Do I know
I'd
Bob
like
Bowman?
to get you into a Cadillac.
That's right. That's right. You know what? No,
It's like a
that can't be right.
Cooperville guy to me.
This can't be right. I think we got this bad information. I like how Morgan's trying to help, but I think it's this is all very wrong. I wasn't believing it. I was like, wait a second. Bob Bowman.
Bob Bowman does sound like the guy that's Eugene Levy in Vacation that's selling Clark Griswold on the Family Fun Truckster. Like,
Yeah.
you're going to want this vehicle, sir.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still seeing Henri listed in some places, but again, who exactly knows what's going to happen when we get to July? And it, it is worth pointing out the Olympics are not they're not really a full measure of your program. There's lots of factors that go. Again, the release issue is a thing that changes the complexion of a team. The only thing I care about is that Mexico has a gold medal and we don't. I care about that. I know it's probably dumb, but I care about that. I do. It's annoying to me.
It doesn't. Okay. Well, here's a pick your poison for you then.
Oh, okay. You want to do one of those?
How many leagues cups would you give up for an Olympic medal?
Wow, interesting. Leagues,
We've beat Mexico twice.
Nations
now.
League. You're saying
Nations League.
Nations
Excuse me.
League.
I'm sorry. I meant Nations League. I
That's
apologize.
how important it
There's all
is. You
these
can't
fake-
remember.
there's all these fake
Damn it.
tournaments out there.
Oh, how many
Nations League would you
Nations
give up?
Leagues? See, I enjoyed all of those. I enjoyed them all.
Yeah, but you're hollow inside because you don't have a gold medal in the Olympics, and Mexico does.
I say I was hollow
you wouldn't
inside. I
switch
said I was
places with them.
jealous.
You wouldn't want them
Different.
winning the last 2 Nations League and not us, and us being where they're at.
Okay, I don't want to
You
have to
can't
give
find
anything
validation
else.
without the gold medal.
I don't want to give anything up. I just want a gold medal. That's all. I don't want to give up anything. I just want to win a gold medal.
Was Chucky Lozano on that team that won the gold medal?
I believe Gio was on that team.
Gio was on that team.
Gio was on that team. Yeah. Which means it was a while ago.
Yeah.
That was London, 2012. Does anybody remember that
sounds
one? I
about
think that's
right.
what it was.
Sounds about right.
Morgan,
That's great.
stop giving us
So
bad
many-
information.
so many
I don't want to have to kick you out of the chat. Just kidding. I will never kick you out of the chat. But there we go.
Yeah, that's how many Olympics that we have not been in that we don't even pay attention. You know, like there was so many years with no Olympics appearance for the U.S. and we just kept telling ourselves, it doesn't mean anything, doesn't mean anything. And
Yeah.
lo and behold, we end up with a way better youth team than Mexico, a national team made of youth, I should say. And that's without us going to Olympics or anything like that. It's
Yeah.
not really that big of a deal.
No, but I think if we didn't have but if we didn't have a Copa this summer, it would feel different.
Oh,
Right?
it would be. It
would feel
Gio
really
be
different.
going, Pepe
I don't
would be
ju-
going.
I don't just mean in who would be going. I mean in the way that we would treat it. I think you're right that it's really not that big of a deal. Marco Fabian was on that team in 2012 for Mexico. I understand. I mean, I think that the nation that cares about it most is Brazil. And then everybody else is like, yeah, if we win it, that's great. If not,
Okay,
whatever.
I will give you this. The place that the U.S. is in right now in world football
yeah.
as a national team made up of highly 25-year and younger guys, there is a part of me who would like to see what a U23, a full strength
Yeah.
American U23 team could do at the Olympics. I mean, that is amazingly appealing to me.
Well,
it's
I
just
mean-
never going to happen because
Okay.
of Copa America this weekend.
Here we go.
Excuse me, this Sunday.
Let's see. Third place, Copa America, or gold medal at the Olympics.
Third place, Copa America.
Yeah, like no question.
There's so much
No
more clout in
hesitation.
world football. If you come in third to Brazil and Argentina at the Copa America.
Okay, but see, here's the thing: you're changing things a little bit because I didn't say who would be first and second. So I'm saying, let's say, give me a less impressive.
Now, if we're in third
Copa
place and
America
Mexico
winner.
makes the finals, then I might
Yeah.
feel different.
That's what I'm saying, right? Yeah, that's kind of where I'm
But
at.
listen, because here's the thing: if someone told me right now, would you be satisfied with third place at Copa America? Hell yes, I would. Gold medal
Okay.
at the Olympics is like honestly, most people. Can you remember who won it last time?
Okay, hold on. Let me do one more. Okay, let me do one more. Quarterfinal exit in Copa America to Argentina in extra time, in penalty kicks, or silver medal at the Olympics.
Silver medal at the Olympics.
Yeah.
Quarterfinal Copa America.
Really? Damn,
Silver
son.
medal. We're America.
Seriously?
We don't do silver. What are you talking about?
Come
Olympics?
on.
Do
But
our Olympic medals
You're-
count if they're not gold?
Quarterfinalist is nothing in this tournament. It's essentially nothing in this version of the Copa America. I know it's Argentina, and I've set that up, and that's why it makes it a little bit tougher. But I don't even know if we can play Argentina in a quarterfinal. I just thought I'd throw that out there to see.
At the Olympics, if the U.S. doesn't win gold, it means nothing. In all sports.
But does it matter what the okay? Maybe winning gold isn't that big. Wait, what now? If what
We
happens?
dominate the Olympics. If it's not gold, we don't want it.
Oh, I'm saying if you get a silver or a bronze, we just like what? No, but we care about medal count. We still got to add up. Russia, can Russia play? Is Russia going to be in this Olympics? I don't even know. Are they kicked
No
out?
idea.
I think
I
they're
have
kicked
no
out,
idea.
right? Kicked out Russia. That means we're in a I mean, China's usually the one now, right? Got to beat China in the medal count, gold medals. How's our track team looking? Can I get updates? I need to know what's going on. Suddenly, I care about the 800
You watch
meters.
track events at the Olympics?
No, I mean I care when we win.
Last time I think I cared about track was when there was the Dan versus Dave Nike
Oh my
initiative.
God,
What was that? The
man.
late 90s, early 2000s?
Yeah, there was. I will say maybe the last time I paid a little bit of attention is that there was this kid. I think his name was Alan Webb. He was out of my area, like out of Northern Virginia, and he was like our best long distance runner that we'd had in generations. And he was supposed. I think he did set some records or did some
We
things.
could
I don't
compete
think
with the
he won a gold.
Africans?
No, I don't think. No, he wasn't a marathoner. He wasn't that.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, obviously the Africans can win other events.
But that's what they're
but he-
known for, is winning the
I think he did have a very good career, but I don't think he was like world greatest long distance runner or anything. But I don't remember. I like the shot put. I like when they spin around and throw
You've never
stuff.
watched the shot put at the Olympics.
I absolutely have watched the shot 100%. The hammer throw? Are you kidding me? I'm in on
Just
the
because
hammer
you
throw.
can name them doesn't mean you
The
watched
javelin?
them.
I watched the javelin.
You're killing
I do.
me. You're killing me
I
on a
watch it.
random Wednesday. You're
Yes.
tuning into the Olympics saying, man, can't wait till
Okay.
that javelin comes on.
Now with a high school kid
Maybe to
and
see
a
someone get
3-year-old and a life and all that, no, probably not. But in the past, when I had less stuff going on, when I was a lonely man, I was the person, depending on the time zone and where it was happening, I was the person like logging into whatever the
Watching
the
women's
Olympic.
weightlifting. just
Yeah,
for the
I was
fun of it.
watching, and I don't even like watching like the recap show at the end of the night. I want to see this stuff live.
All right, I gotta pick your poison for you then.
Okay. All right. Now we're on a roll. We're about to win the gold medal and pick your
Random
poisons. We
Wednesday.
might get to 34 pick your
Random
poisons on this
Wednesday.
show.
Tiago's at the babysitter.
Uh-huh.
Are you tuning in for javelin or fencing?
Fencing. No, fencing's boring. I can't do fencing.
Okay.
I don't
So
get
javelin.
fencing. Javelin, because they go for in the track and field events, they typically will give you some javelin and then they'll give you some hammer throw
What
and then
tier is soccer in an
pole
Olympics?
vault, high jump.
Is
What?
tier 1 Olympic sports? We're talking all the swimming
man.
ones, gymnastics.
Okay, so
Those are
I'll
top
say
tier,
this.
right? Is there anything else that's top tier besides those?
first, I must declare that I think I am more a Winter Olympics guy than a Summer
Now,
Olympics
but we're talking
guy.
about soccer because that has Olympics in it. That has soccer in it, so that's what we're doing.
No,
Because
I
the question is,
understand.
what tier is soccer in?
I know, but okay. So I think at
What do
the
you mean winter?
summer,
You're just telling me you're the javelin and hammer throw guy.
I like those events. What do you say? I'm not saying that they're better than the winter sports. I'm just saying I like those events too. I think it's the uniqueness of the winter stuff because you don't see it very often. All right, hold on. In terms of the Summer Olympics, where is soccer?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Soccer is behind all the track and field events, except for
But
maybe
I think track and field's tier 2 though. Tier 1
No.
is swimming, gymnastics.
gymnastics is tier 1, 100%.
And I
Swimming
think
is tier
swimming
1.
as well.
I think track and field is tier 1. I think think about some of the history. Think
All
about the
those events?
Jamaicans. Okay, well, but I'm putting all of it together. Like, yeah,
I'm not thinking about Jamaicans. I'm American, son.
no, but the 100 meters is the event. Like it's
Yeah,
the
but
Olympic event.
that's one thing. I'm talking track. You said track and field.
No, I know, but I know those long races take a while, but I'm still into them. Like
Are
I'm
you watching
okay.
the speed walking one?
No, that's the funniest one. Although I think they all cheat and they figured it out like a while back. Like if you slow mo, they're all leaving the ground. Like none of them are actually keeping a foot on the ground. All right, I still think I still think track and field is tier 1. But after that, basketball is probably tier 2.
Basketball's tier 2.
Volleyball is tier 2.
Volleyball
The
is tier
indoor.
2.
Indoor. I don't know if
yeah.
outdoor. I don't know if beach is.
Yeah,
is
no, I
tier
agree with
2.
you. Indoor.
I'm looking at the list. Let's see. Fencing might be
Boxing, judo, those things.
Boxing is tier 2 for sure. Boxing might be. No, the way they score it is weird. Boxing's tier 2.
So then I think soccer. But here's a good thing from Morgan in the chat. Women's soccer, is that in a different tier than men's soccer?
Yes, 100%.
I agree.
Because they take senior squads.
I think women's soccer is tier 2 Olympic sport, and
I think that's right.
men's soccer is tier 3.
Sailing,
What?
interesting, tier 3.
Sailing? No.
Sailing. I like
Come
it. I like it. It's interesting.
I'd watch
Handball.
surfing before that.
We're Americans. We don't do handball, whatever that is.
When is disc golf getting in there?
See, here's the thing about gymnastics. Artistic, that's the one we care about. Rhythmic, we don't care about that one.
Oh,
Not
I
really.
like watching the rhythmic. It's
You
fun.
do? You like
It's
them
fun, dude.
You like all that stuff?
The
You're a
ball
big fan?
is amazing.
The ball's pretty amazing. They throw it
Like,
up.
those are future Cirque du Soleil people, baby.
No, I got it. Trampoline is also a gymnastic event at the
the men's
Olympics.
rings fucks me up, dude. It's like seeing the upper body strength to do the men's
I know
ring.
those guys. Well, let's see. But okay, men's gymnastics is tier 3.
I think tier 2.
Oh no,
Still pull.
okay.
Maybe it's tier 3.
Wrestling.
Maybe it's tier 3.
Where's wrestling? I'm not a wrestler. I never got into it, but I know people love it.
It's big. It's the highest. It's the
Remember
highest
when,
tier for wrestling itself. Correct.
Remember when that dude beat the Russian and we all went crazy as a country for wrestling for about 5 minutes? Do you remember that?
Hockey?
Rulon Gardner beat the Russian.
I know
You
that
don't
name,
remember
but
that?
I don't remember the event. No.
Yeah, he won he beat
All
somebody.
right. So
who hadn't
final
lost in years.
determination: men's soccer tier 3, women's soccer tier 2.
Yeah, I think that's probably right. I think that's probably right.
Has the
That's-
women
and
put
look,
out their roster yet?
No, I don't believe that there's an Olympic roster yet. There's
But
just
we have
the,
Emma Hayes sightings now.
Emma Hayes dapping up Coach Prime,
All that.
which is
Do you
like
think she knew who it was?
this is what I need to know. I really need to know.
And
if
do
Emma
our
Hayes-
listeners know who Coach Prime is?
I mean, if they don't, where you've been living? Have
Come
you
on, not
been
everyone's a
hiding
football
away? You live in a
Everyone's a
bunker somewhere, waiting
Deion
for the
Sanders,
verdict to
we're
come
talking
down?
Deion Sanders.
Kurt Angle won a gold medal. That's right. Kurt Angle won a gold medal before he became a wrestler and then a meme. So there's that. They have a training roster. They have friendlies coming up. I get South Korea, I
But
think
for
is
the
right.
record, did Emma Hayes know who that was?
I think Emma Hayes saw somebody who looked famous, looked flashy, looked confident, and was like, "Oh, I'm supposed to be
I
nice
think
to this guy. I'm supposed to like." It's one of those things. Like sometimes you'll.
There's
be
a
in the-
gravity to him. There's a gravity.
Oh, 100%. 100%. That dude has
That
charisma going off the
oozes
charts.
confidence.
Oh
You
my
got the
God.
Riz, as my kid says.
Now I see. I'm just paying a little bit of attention. Last year was a wild ride. Now I know we're switching gears. A wild ride from my Colorado Buffaloes. Okay, it really was.
Your Colorado Buffaloes.
My Colorado Buffaloes. I'm very hopeful.
You claim Broncos. I know that. Where do the Colorado Buffaloes come from? I've never heard you talk about that till now.
My grandfather played football at Colorado, so when I was a little kid, that was my college team. It always has been my college team.
Okay.
So yeah, they're training in Colorado, so probably. So again, so okay, KY is saying that she probably knew who he was, but he doubts that Prime knew who Emma was.
I don't think either of them knew who they were.
No?
And they both have press people that said, you need this pick.
Those press people were not in that video I saw. They were
You
off
think
screen.
nothing happened off screen. Like, hey, that's over there. That's the new women's coach, Emma Hayes. And she's like, hey, that's Coach Prime over there. We need this photo up. Come on, dude.
No, that's probably true. Probably true. That's probably what happened. Yeah, and look, just, hey, that's the head coach of this thing. You're the head coach of the other thing. Head coaches have respect for one another, right?
Yeah.
Like I was thinking today about a team I played on in high school, and I was like, I had this idea about contacting people and making something about the team I was on. And I was like, if I called up or emailed the head coach of that team, I think my instinct would be to call him coach. Like, hey, coach, it's me. I was on your team 25 years ago. And I'm like, why would I do that except that's what we do?
You don't ever see I guess you don't because you moved around so much. You never see your teachers from high school or anything like that. I do.
I live 30 minutes from my high school.
I
And
just started
don't.
calling my 6th grade teacher by his first name, and I see him multiple times a year.
That's true. Emma Hayes was in the U.S. during a period when Dion was around and doing stuff.
Dion?
Yeah, I don't know if it was that period when he was playing both sports. Maybe she's a big baseball fan. She was a
What
Reds
years was
fan
she in
back.
the US?
Braves fan back in the day.
What years would that have been? She was in the US.
I can't remember.
Okay.
I can't remember. Here we go. Dirk says, hopefully someone informed Emma, but she did seem off and did not say his name. I wonder if she thought he's a soccer player with no thought of American football.
I'll be honest with you. This is like the foreign white person thing. She probably thought it was Chad Ochocinco.
She doesn't know who Chad Ochocinco
She's
is.
far more likely to know Chad
No.
Ochocinco. He literally was at the World Cup doing commentary.
I don't think she knows who Chad Ochocinco is. I do think she probably thinks Dion was an athlete.
She
Because
doesn't know what the Cincinnati Reds are.
No. Okay, look, I don't think we should.
She thinks that's what they call Nikki Super Salad's underwear.
Don't think we should fall into the trap of thinking that just because someone is foreign, they don't know anything.
She's too
I think
pasty.
I'm starting to like Cincinnati.
That chick is too pasty to know who Neon Dion is.
Oh, why you got to talk about her skin color? It's got nothing. What does that have to do? She's
telling
English.
you.
That's the first thing. Yeah, she managed in the NWSL, right? I think even before that, when she was younger, she was in the U.S. for a little while.
Okay.
So yeah, she was with the Long Island Lady Riders in 2002. She was in New York.
I'm telling you
on
that
Long
Neil
Island.
Beatty tapped her on the shoulder and said, "You need to go talk to this guy." That's what I'm telling you happened.
You think it was Beatty? I think it was Cameraman. I think it's probably
Cameron's usually with the
Cameraman.
men's team.
That's a good point. Is Cameron with the men? Or the men weren't? The men aren't gathered yet, right?
I don't know.
They're
But why are they in
gathering?
Colorado anyway? Why are they training? Are they training at altitude for fitness, or I don't understand that.
I think there's a big Olympic training center there. I mean, that's Colorado Springs, not Boulder.
Did
I
you
don't know
see,
why they were in Boulder.
Did you
I have
see
no
Columbus
idea.
Crew training with oxygen on, like to try to get themselves acclimated
Oh, man.
for. The
Oh man! By the
Champions
time we
League
do our next show, we'll know what happened in that game. I mean, are you rooting for the Crew, or do you have any
Absolutely.
care at all? Okay.
Absolutely. I mean, here's the thing. I've told you this before. Wilfred Nancy is good sausage. You know, like
He is
that
good
dude.
sausage.
That dude is someone that I want to support. I want good things to happen for him. I want one day for him to be involved more in American soccer. That's assuming he holds this trend. I mean, like I said it a couple weeks ago. We talked about Jason Christ was doing a lot of the same things Wilfred Nancy is right now, and look where Jason Christ is today. You know, so even you can make the case that even that curtain is a little bit shine's coming off a little bit right now. It's really hard for American coaches to have shine for any extended period of time because of the parity in this league.
Yeah. I think with the lesson that we are learning is that if your iron is hot, you got to take the bigger job the second it comes. Like, this is the genius. As much as I'm a little annoyed, and not about the Canada thing, just kind of about the vibes right now from Jesse, like just a little bit, right? Like
Zu viel Respekt für die Gegner. Zu viel Respekt für die Gegner.
like he just feels like he's a little too much right now.
Here's
Like when
the
your
thing.
brother
What
annoys
I
you
do
by
like-
being too loud. What?
What I do like is that
What do you like?
Jesse's just petty enough. He's just petty enough that this is going to be fun.
Well, he's already done it, right? He's already taken his first shot, and he was kind of like, well, maybe I should. No, he takes his first shot. Like, oh, I
You mean
wasn't
by
treated
saying how
right.
he's treated? Okay.
Yeah. Like the thing I respect about Jesse, though, no matter what he's doing now or how he's acted, is the dude knew. Like he knew as soon as there was a possibility of getting the hell out of Harrison, New Jersey, which he could have stayed there, finished the job on the Supporter Shield, maybe won an MLS Cup. Maybe been a hero, the legend of the Red Bulls. Jesse Marsh finally brings them the trophy. He could have done a bunch of things. He could have been Jim Curtin. He could have been Peter Vermees. He could have been those guys. And you know what he did? He went and took an assistant's job.
He up and left like your dad going out for smokes. Never saw him again.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly what it was. He dipped out. He never came back. He never looked back. He was like,
should be paying Chris Armas child support.
He kind of got pulled back in. Like he got he went looking for the big payday,
Sasha Kleshman and Dax McCarthy were left on Christmas Day with no present under the tree from Dad.
Who did they have? Who stepped in?
I don't remember.
Chris Armas. Chris Armas stepped in, and no disrespect to Chris Armas, but Chris Armas stepped up, but nobody else would, and took on the responsibility, and that's exactly what it was. So this is why probably if Wilfred Nancy wins a Continental title come Saturday, which is going to be tough because it's not really about the quality of the team on the other side, Jared, although they're good. It's about the fact that that's like 60,000 feet altitude. Like it's insane. It's way up there, as you've already alluded to. So will they be able to handle that? But if he wins a Continental title at altitude with this team after winning MLS Cup last year, then I'm imagining that the man might be out the door taking a job at, I don't know, who's the 18th place team in Liga? You know what I'm saying? Who is the 17th place team in Liga?
Shoot a shot, man. Here's every American soccer fan needs to be hoping for one thing: early exit for the U.S. Because if these things align, and Berhalter is a dumpster fire at Copa America, hello, Mr. Nancy.
No. Okay, okay. If we're talking about if it happens bad, if it goes bad at Copa, if Copa's an absolute,
we can't even get BJ
disaster
anymore. He's gone.
Fracaso. If it's gone, okay, then yes, I'm of the opinion that U.S. Soccer should be out there in the market. Right? They should be looking around. Maybe wait until the Euros are over, then see what shakes out. There might be some guys, I don't know. I mean, I might even say, Jose, hey, what's up, man? We need some help. We got 2 years for a World Cup. You need to get in here and fix this thing. Play simple. Play defensive soccer. Let us hit on the break. Huh? What?
Park this bus.
Park the bus, Jose. You're the driver now. I might even say that. But I don't think that Wilfred Nancy, with any kind of success behind him, and he's already got the trophy in MLS, and again, don't know what's going to happen Saturday, but he could very well be a continental champion, a Concacaf Champions Cup champion. What? Concacaf Champions Cup champion. Is that is that 4 C's?
Sure.
Quadruple C. He's not going to take the job unless they back a truck up to his house and bury it in cash. He won't take that job because for that guy from where he comes from, that's not the pinnacle. That's not the dream. That's not what he's hoping for in his career.
I don't think Columbus Crew.
I don't think so. I don't think the U.S. men's national team job is a stepping stone to nothing.
You think that's lateral for him from the Crew?
At best, lateral, yeah. I mean,
wow.
Coaching the U.S. team in a World Cup could be something. It could be something.
Do you think Wilfred Nancy holds on to do the Club World Cup with this team and try to make a stamp on that competition?
Oh, man. When is that tournament? 2025 next
January
year?
Or something like that?
No. Are you not up to speed on the changes to the Club World Cup?
I've never watched one of them.
Did you not know that Gianni Infantino got his grubby hands on this thing, has been messing around with it? You didn't know about that?
No.
You know how, I got a 3-year-old. Do you know what happens when you have a 3-year-old? Any writing utensil and any piece of paper, do you know what happens?
You lose an eye.
Well, that's possible too, but everything is written on. Like everything is scribbled on. If it's a writing surface of any kind, and
did we find a way to fill the gap between Euros and World Cups? Is that what happened?
Is it 32 teams, people?
Ugh.
32 teams in the Club World Cup coming up and hosted in the United States.
And no one's going to care about it.
Hosted in
Player-wise,
the United
from a player
States
perspective, no one's going to care about that.
of America in
These dudes are
2025.
all going to be drinking high noons and Four Locos at night. Like they're going to be partying on a free trip to the U.S. They don't care about this damn thing.
Here are the clubs. Are you ready? I would love this. So 32 teams. Al Hilal, winners of the Champions League in Asia in 2021, have booked their place. Urawa Red Diamonds of the Japan Champion League winners in Asia 2022. Al Ain, Ulsan HD, Al Ali, Wydad Casablanca.
Here's the crazy thing: when you're playing teams from 2021, you're not even getting the players that won the damn championship.
I know. Look, Seattle's booked their place for this thing. When did they win the Concacaf Champions Cup League? Chuck Cup League? When did they win it? Not 2022.
Classic Missionary is going to be in this competition.
2022. See, I still think he's got like a rogue finger or something you just don't take into account. I still think he does.
I don't think a rogue finger.
I mean, Real Madrid, Manchester City, Bayern Munich, Paris Saint-Germain, Inter Milan, Chelsea, Porto, Benfica, Borussia Dortmund, Juventus, Atletico Madrid, and Red Bull are all involved. So it's gonna be wild. It's gonna be wild.
It's gonna be a bunch of little teams that really care and a bunch of big teams that couldn't give a shit.
Probably pretty.
They haven't found a way to
much.
get Inter Miami in it yet.
June 15th to July 13th, 2025. Your summer of soccer is booked up with the Club World Cup.
Hard pass.
No, you're not interested in that.
No, God, no.
No. Okay. All right.
I'm
You
about as
said
interested as I am in the early rounds of Nations League.
Oh my God. You can't name those countries. Don't tell me you can.
Curaçao.
That's a country. How many? Here's a quiz. How long have you been watching CONCACAF soccer, Jared?
My whole life.
I wouldn't be doing. I wouldn't do well in this quiz either.
I'm no John Arnold.
No, you are not John Arnold. That is certain. That is certain. He's bilingual. He knows everything there is to know about CONCACAF.
You rocking a mustache these days?
Is he rocking a stash? People, do you guys know if John Arnold's rocking a stash?
Shout out to John Arnold.
How many member associations are there in CONCACAF? CONCACAF. Remember, it is the Confederation of
40.
North Central American and Caribbean.
40.
That is very close. I am impressed. 41. There are 41 members.
My hands are here. I didn't even do anything.
You weren't using them to count the number. You weren't naming them all in your.
How many
can you name? How many could you name?
Oh, God.
that's another
I could probably get
question.
a good 25.
Oh yeah, can we do this impromptu? Are you game for this?
Yeah, I can do
Come on.
20. I can get 25.
Okay, let me hold on.
I'm gonna start from north to south because it helps me.
Oh God. Okay. Well,
Obviously, Greenland's coming in. We know that.
Well, that's going to be 42, I guess, if Greenland gets in.
Canada.
So, Canada. Okay. You went to Canada. Oh, you're doing north. You're doing geography.
That helps me.
Yeah. Gotcha.
USA.
Okay.
Mexico. Guatemala.
That's a weird.
Honduras?
Okay. All right. Got it.
El
Okay.
Salvador.
Somebody count because I'm not counting. I'm just dinging.
Oh, you have one job.
I mean, I can't count and look at the board to see which ones you've already marked off.
Oh, God dang it. Okay. Is someone in the chat counting then? Because, okay, I got Canada, USA, Mexico, Honduras, El Salvador, Guatemala. That's
I like how
six I've gotten so far.
There's no actual like plan behind this. Yeah, I think
I've got 6 so far. Now keep track from here. That's 6.
Okay, 6. Okay, got it.
All right. St. Kitts and Nevis.
That's
I don't
7.
know why I
That's your
jumped over there.
7th.
I don't know why I jumped over there. Let's see. Panama.
Okay, hold on. Let me make this. Okay, Panama. That's 8.
Costa Rica.
That's 9.
Okay, is that through the Central Americas? I'm trying to think of. I mean, there's a couple that I'm not sure if South America or I'm gonna say. So I'm gonna stay away from those. There's a couple in there that I'm not sure where that line is between the two.
What are we on? 9 or 10? You're on 9? 10.
You had one job.
I mean, I can't remember your name. You expect me to remember how many you said?
Cuba.
All right, Cuba.
Let's see. We've got Jamaica.
Bahamas,
Tobago.
Oh, damn it. I just gave you one. TNT. TNT.
The Grenadines.
Saint what? Saint what
Wait.
and the what?
Well,
Saint
St.
what?
Kitts and Nevis. I said that already, didn't I?
Yeah, no. Saint what and the what and the Grenadines?
I just remember it's grenadines. I don't remember what it's
it's not just the
connected with.
grenadines.
It's connected with something, but I don't remember what it
Grenadine
is.
is something you put in your soda to make
Saint Bernard or something, I don't
knockoff
know.
ginger ale, right? Isn't that what it is? Oh no, that's the cherry one. Grenadine's the cherry one. Knockoff ginger ale is Sprite with a splash of cola.
You're gonna make me forget everything I've done so far because you keep side. Give me the grenadine one.
That's the fun. Okay, it's Saint Vincent and the
Okay.
Grenadines. What Saint Vincent's is the big island, and you can only remember the Grenadines. That's like forgetting about the shaft and only remembering the balls. Like that's not how this. They can't. Okay, go ahead.
You're so railing me, like keep me out of it. Dominican Republic,
Okay, DR. Yes, baseball. Country.
Barbados.
Although I did read in John Arnold's most recent newsletter that there's a revolution in soccer happening in the DR. What number are we on? 11, 12?
I don't know. You had one job. My job is to think of 25 things. You had to do one thing.
Oh man, I'm gonna give you 12. I don't think you're on 12, but I'm gonna give you 12.
I'm way
That's
past
fine.
12.
Oh, you're
I
on 13,
was on
14?
9 when I was over in Costa Rica. And plus, I should get 2 for all these ones that are like Trinidad and Tobago.
No.
And St.
That's not how
Kitts
that.
and Nevis.
You know that's not how that works. Come on, you still got a bunch left in you. I know you do. Let's go.
Curacao.
Let's go. You mentioned them off the top, but you're saying them in the actual list
Yeah.
now. Okay, Curacao.
All right, now it's going to get a little tricky. I'm not going to lie. There's a lot of islands.
Yeah, you just think about like oops, sorry, that was not you didn't get that one.
Thank
But
you.
you just got to think about, first of all, you got to think about Kokomo, and then you also got to think about like.
Oh, I should do
cruises.
the sound. I should do the song. Hold on. Aruba.
Aruba, yes.
Ooh, I wanna take you to- Well, a couple of these are city names though. Like Key Largo's not a country.
Oh no, some of them are not real.
I gotta be
too.
careful.
Yeah, they
Montego.
make some. Montego's not a country.
I was just thinking the song.
Montego's Montego Bay, Jamaica, I
Yeah, I know.
believe.
Let's see. Montego. Ooh.
Bermuda. Did you say Bermuda? I'm
I
giving
said
you that
Bermuda.
one.
I said Bermuda.
Okay.
I said Barbados as well. Virgin
Barbados
Islands.
isn't-
British Virgin Islands.
British Virgin Islands, and you get a double if you can just come on.
And what's the other one with the tax haven? What is that?
Hold
Virgin
on.
Islands. Virgin Islands.
U.S. Virgin Islands. I'll
Yeah,
give you
yeah.
that. Okay.
But there's
There's-
another one. It's a tax shelter besides the Virgin Islands. What's that?
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Saint Tropez or something like that.
No,
What is that?
no,
Saint,
It's islands. It's something islands.
This is gonna kill me.
Here, okay. I don't know how to help you here.
It starts with a B.
No, it starts with the C. But a
Caribbean-
hard C.
Caribbean, what am I thinking?
It's a hard C. Hard. It's a hard C. No, not like that. Not. It's a. No, it's not a. No, it's a.
Canary Islands.
No, that's.
That's on the west coast.
No, that's in Europe. That's like
That's Europe.
Spain
Portugal.
territory.
Portugal.
Yeah, that's
Um,
actually Spanish, I think.
Cayman Islands.
Cayman Islands. There you go. You got it. You got it.
All right, I think I'm out. I think I'm at 25.
Really?
Let's call it.
Okay.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. Like, what's the one around the inside of Mexico on the Gulf right there, where some people's vacation now has become like a. I want to say not Bolivia, but
Yeah. I mean, not
not
B
Bolivia.
is
Above
close.
that. Above that.
You're close. Close.
what- is that
Bolivia's in
Concacaf?
South America. Are you talking about Belize?
Belize. That's
You're
what I'm talking
Belize.
about. Is that Concacaf?
Yeah.
Okay.
Belize is Concacaf.
That's one of the ones that was on the border. I wasn't sure, which way that one went. French Guyana is CONMEBOL, right?
French? No, that's Concacaf.
That's CONCACAF. Okay.
Yeah, they're the ones that are in South America, but are part of
Yeah.
yeah. Also, sorry, French Guiana and also Guyana, two different
Uh-huh.
places.
Those are both CONCACAF.
Yes,
Okay.
Turks and Caicos, that's been mentioned.
I didn't get that one. Dang it.
Suriname's
Suriname.
Suriname's down there. Martinique, you missed Montserrat.
No,
I have a Montserrat jersey.
didn't know that was a country, so no, I
Yeah.
didn't.
Also, you somehow missed Puerto Rico.
Okay,
despite
I'll
the
be honest
flag.
with you. In my head, I was like, as a U.S. territory, does it count? And I couldn't remember if they had their own,
Yeah,
like their own
you know
team.
what? Zarek Valentine just got called up. I saw that news today. I think he's with Minnesota. I think that's.
I totally thought about Puerto Rico, and I decided
There's-
not to go with it.
It's possible that I'm related to Zarek Valentine through marriage, but probably not. Probably not.
Any other obvious ones I missed?
Guadeloupe. You say Guadeloupe?
I did
No.
not say Guadeloupe.
Dominica, not Dominican Republic,
Didn't
but
know that
Dominica.
existed.
Haiti. You missed Haiti, I think.
I totally missed Haiti.
missed
That's a
Haiti.
bad miss. That's a bad.
That's a
miss.
pretty bad miss. Saint Martin, which is like a Dutch
Nah.
island.
If it has
let's
Saint in front of
see.
it, it's not a big miss.
Bonaire. Some of these are not FIFA members. They're like French Guiana, Guadeloupe, Bonaire, Saint Martin. None of them are actually FIFA members. They're just tiny little CONCACAF members. Like it's like playing 7-man football. Like you're not a real team, but you're kind of a team.
Hey, listen, I think I got pretty close to 25.
You did okay. I think I'm fairly impressed. I think you should have. I think
And
again,
like I said, I knew Belize, I knew Guyana, but I wasn't sure how they classified because I know they're both kind of weird and cusp. But okay,
yeah, I think you did pretty good.
I think I got all Central America except for Belize.
Sure, I think you did okay on that.
Okay.
All right. Do you want to talk any MLS? Do you want to throw that on the end here?
Just that I went to an MLS game last night. I saw Ricky Puig's new hair. Come on, babe, we got to talk about his new hair.
It's not good. It's
Okay.
not good.
Okay, here's the last pick your poison of the night for you. Then
Oh, here we go. Okay.
you are showing up to a family reunion in Puerto Rico.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
Go into the Weiss family. Are
Yeah.
you rocking Diego Luna's hair or Ricky Puig's hair?
Oh my God. I think it's Puig's hair, but that doesn't mean I like it. Yeah,
You're
not.
pretty light skinned for a big blonde mop, though.
You're saying like it would wash me out even more than I already
pretty
am.
washed out. That's full gringo. You'd be going full gringo.
I don't go. There's nothing that I could change about me that when I went to Puerto Rico, they would be like, "Oh, he's not a gringo." No, I stand out.
Mm.
I stand
Red
out
beard.
as being the gringo in Puerto Rico, and I don't. It's not a bad thing. I mean, it's not the end of the world. Just
I'm
gotta,
just saying,
just
I
gotta throw
really
the
enjoyed
Spanish
going
out.
back to my first soccer game in 2 years live. Got to take the kids. It was a very, very fun time on a Wednesday night. Beautiful Southern California night.
That was a good game for your boys, and good game to see Ricky Puig do a Ricky Puig thing, because that was a Ricky Puig thing.
Yeah,
for
like I
sure.
said, nice to see Jalen Neal out there playing as well. And I will give credit to LAFC on the night. Bogus's goal. Oh my God, that goal that was
Yeah.
scored for LAFC last night was a really.
What
really
was
nice
better,
goal.
the goal or
back
Belonga's
heel.
touch? Yeah,
The back heel was like
the back heel was pretty
fantastic. That was
Yeah.
really, really nicely done.
special.
But I still am on the record thinking I don't think that Giroud elevates that team.
Interesting. All right.
I just don't think their style fits with him.
Well, then
I
maybe
just
maybe it ends up being a Bale situation.
Hey, they got him a MLS Cup.
Yeah, maybe he plays a little bit. He comes off the bench every now and then. You throw him on there when Belonga's tired just to give it a different
I just
look.
don't see there's no service winger like it's for him. He
No.
wants that
They
kind of
play
service,
they play so direct that there's no. Yeah, it's like, what is Giroud going to do? Like, but if you get, I don't know. We'll see.
Well, who do you get better odds on MLS Cup? Barcelona 2.0 or / Argentina 2.0 and Inter Milan with Angel Di Maria if he shows up.
Or
Or
Miami. But
sorry,
yes.
Inter Miami. Or
By the way, that can't be real, right? Is
I
it
don't
real?
know. I don't
Angel
know.
Di Maria is going to join that group.
Or-
Okay.
Project France at
Uh-huh.
LAFC with Loris, Giroud, and potentially Griezmann. Which team do you give better odds at MLS Cup between those two teams?
I think I would say LAFC, but that's mostly because I think the guys in the Miami group are more likely to break down at some point. I just heard that Messi's going to miss 5 games
Yeah.
because he's going to play for Argentina, which that's coming probably. If he's not retiring internationally, you got to deal with that.
Did
since we
Giroud
are-
make the Euros? Did Giroud make the Euros?
I think Giroud retired internationally. I think he's already done. I think he said no.
But Griezmann.
I don't know
didn't.
I don't know that he would have been called up anyway. Griezmann's on the team.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Griezmann
Yeah.
did miss.
He didn't retire. Right.
Yeah.
Saw that Luis Suarez is going to play, or what's that about?
Supposedly he's going to, but
Have they
I saw
called him up?
Cavani finally retired.
Cavani retired from internationally, which yeah. Since we're on MLS though, I'm going to say this. I've said this in another forum. I won't mention where. You don't have to worry about it.
You already mentioned who probably.
I did. I might have mentioned who. Major League Soccer. Don't delete stuff. Don't delete shit after you've already posted it, even if it makes you look
What
bad
did
or you
delete?
think
I
it
don't
makes it
know.
look bad. Don't delete stuff. Just leave it.
I don't know
there.
what we're talking about.
We're talking about we're talking about Facundo Torres' goal in Chicago last night. Now, first of all, there's a lot of things working in this situation. Number one, the Chicago Fire are dog shit bad. Like, Like bad. They're bad. Who wants to go see the Fire? Well, apparently nobody in Chicago because nobody was there and it was Wednesday night. Empty Soldier Field. So you have an empty football stadium.
LA put up 19,000.
Empty football. I got a comment to come back to on LA in a second. But empty football stadium. You got a bad soccer team. Orlando's not that great right now either. Let's not pretend they are. And you end up with this moment where the ball ends up in the box. Maybe a shot gets taken by Orlando, and it's just kind of bouncing around. And there's like 6 guys, and it looks like toddlers trying to figure out how to play soccer, where they all just run to the ball. Nobody knows I should wait over here for a pass. First of all, nobody can pass. And they're just hacking at the ball, and Chicago can't clear it, and it's terrible. And Facundo Torres kind of is on the ground, and the ball kind of slides towards him, and he does one of those like around the defender taps, and it goes far post, and it gets past Chris Brady, and Orlando scores. And Facundo Torres goes off and scores the goal like it's the best goal he's ever scored, which, whatever, more power to him. Major League Soccer posted this on X at least. I don't know if they posted on other socials. They posted on X at least. Probably got roasted like immediately and then deleted the post. They deleted it, which is the worst kind of shit where you're like, how... Just own it. It happened. You can't pretend it didn't happen.
I mean, listen, we should be proud they're living up their name. That shit's on fire. It's a dumpster fire.
It's so funny.
It's really so unfortunate that a team that used to be so storied in this league is just. How is Frank Klopa still associated with this? I feel like he's the dude that just always called in because he's around he was already hanging out at the place anyway. Hey, we're missing, so can Klopas fill in? Like, I just feel like the Chicago Fire has got to make a clean break from some of the things it's been doing over the last decade.
Oh, yeah.
And it's got to be better than just a shitty rebrand. It's got to be complete.
Oh no, they got to fire the guys in charge, right? They got right. They got to fire the guys in charge.
Shaqiri is not going to be the type of guy that's going to restart this brand.
Get out of here, George Heights. Go to Eintracht Braunschweig. Get out of here.
You remember that?
Eintracht Braunschweig? Of course, I remember.
You still have it on the screen? Is that why you're really doing it?
No, I don't. I just I read it and it
Congratulations.
stuck in my head. Thank you. I appreciate that. Anyway, don't delete stuff. No matter what people are saying in the responses, just don't do it. It's very stupid. You look bad. MLS had a bunch of really good goals last night just because one was bad, and everybody's sensitive up there in the ivory tower of New York because, Messi's here. All these eyes are on us. We don't want, I don't know. I mean, again, you can't delete the goal from existence. You can't pretend it didn't happen.
So you think MLS is like they had friends coming over, so they had that one closet they shoved all their shit in, and this is it?
Yeah.
Just own it. Own that you got a crappy house. Your house is a little bit dirty at times.
That sounds about right. No, like they had box wine on the counter.
Oh shit!
And they were like, "Oh,
Sure,
we enjoy
this
on
box wine
when nobody's here, but we really don't want our friends who go off to
Chicago, Francia.
Where's the place you go? What is it called?
Paso Robles.
Paso Robles. Yeah, we don't want our Paso Robles friends to see our boxed.
I don't have friends there.
No, I'm saying
I definitely. Oh, okay.
You are a Paso Robles friend because you go to Paso Robles. Yeah. That's who you are.
Chicago, Francia.
There you go. All right. I think that is an incredible edition of the Best Soccer Show. We always forget to tell people in the beginning, so we have to tell them at the end. And I'll tag it in the podcast too. Please sign up for the Patreon. Patreon.com/TheBestSoccerShow.
It would be an indictment upon you if you don't.
Access to the Slack, where all kinds of incredible stuff is happening all the time, like daily conversation. Like if you're one of those people who, and I quit X a while back. If you're one of those people who's like,
don't call it X, dude.
I quit Twitter. I twatted Twitter. If you're one of those people who like enjoyed parts of social media but doesn't like the toxicity or how it sucks up your time.
2012, 2014.
The Best Soccer Show Slack is the good parts of Twitter, saved for you. So join up for that. We have best bonus show stuff over there. There's other things, lots of other stuff, content, possible offers for future travel and fun. I don't know. I don't know. Ideas are percolating. Let's just say it that way.
Okay.
Jared will talk about Paso Robles if you ask him. He definitely will. Definitely will. All right, Mr. Dubois. Any other business?
I guess I know what I'm talking about on the bonus show tonight.
Okay. Paso Robles, here we come. Let's go. Bye. Bye, everybody.
Michael freaking Oscar Fiscal.
What are we doing?
Go to DEFCON 2.
It was there. Oh, here we go. Saucing them up. Hit him. Wet.
Zu viel Respekt für die Gegner. Zu viel Respekt für die Gegner.
Who asked those questions?
You, Kendall. Don't talk to Tom like that.
That's okay. WNBC. Oh, it's incredible!
I think I'm starting to like Cincinnati.
Get to the chopper!
Jay Rodius.